Hello everybody, how's it going? It's Master Ninja. I have a fun class planned today. It's going to be working with the Screamers. Like I was saying, I said it in the sparring class, and I said it last week in the weapons class as well. I didn't say dropping weapons. Don't drop your weapons. It's not that. I shouldn't be messing with them right now. But what I said is the computer's been acting funny. I haven't gotten my new laptop in yet. I'm still using my old ones. So if things start to die out a bit, things get rough, that's the reason. I did change a couple things today. If you were here early for the class, you may have saw me messing with my camera and other things. I did that as a kind of a test. From the looks of it, I think it should be fine today. Hopefully. But if you do see things cutting out, being a little dumpy, that's the reason. We're working on fixing it. Because of all the streaming I've done over the past 3 to 4 months, my computer is like 10 years old, so it's on its last legs for sure. So that being said, let's get started with some wrist warm-ups, some shoulder warm-ups as well. Move your hands in a circle and actually put your screamers together, grab them tight, and roll your shoulders back. Today we're going to be working on 6 count. 6 count. It's one of my favorite counts to do. We're going to be using a different sort of motion. We're going to talk about head and abdomen strikes. We're also going to be talking about going with the flow and going against the flow. We're not going to be doing too much with that, but I will have a little talking segment on it. With all that being said, make sure your body's all warmed up. This is the one class where I'll do a little bit more of a stretch out in, just because we're using muscles we're not typically used to. All right, and freeze. So we've gone forward, we've gone backwards. If you haven't, you should start that now. Here's what I would like you to do next. I want you to twist your wrists out and bring them both ways. Now, if you don't have your screamers, that's okay too. Twist around your shoulders and elbows, back and forth. Oh, are we reconnected? Are we good? Now we're back. Okay, so you've been doing this, right? Hopefully you have. Like I said, all right, well, let's get moving on. We're going to move on to 6 count. To 6 count. Woo, grab your other screamer and go here. So today we're going to be going through some basic striking. So the first thing that I want to talk about is with motion and against motion. And while I'm doing that, I want you to practice doing this for me. Going 1, 2. Not a third trick, just 1, 2. So keeping this by your waist, keeping this on your shoulder, strike across, strike across. Then put the other screamer up top, 1, 2. I want you to practice doing that as I'm talking. Oh, that's, we'll get to that. Just 1, 2, bring it up. 1, 2, take the top of screamer, tuck it under. 1, 2, tuck under. So we're just doing 2 strikes and then switch it. Get used to that motion. So while we're doing this, we're going to talk about with and against. When somebody's striking across at your face, you have a choice. You can either help them along, push it with it, almost like a ball floating down a river, right? Letting it go faster, get it across, so it's not going to stay there for too long. Or you can go against it. Against it. So the ball's going down the river, you want to create that wall. It's important that you legitimately can't stop it. You don't think you have the strength. Or, you know, you're just a little bit too late. You're going to help push it along. The motion's coming this way, and you're going to go, keep going, please. However, if you feel like you have enough force, you have enough motion, then you're going to go against. So they start to strike, and you can stop it. So it's coming this way, and nope. Now, today we're not going to work with going through with the motion, meaning letting it come past, help push it along. Today we're going to go straight across or against. This is the same thing that we did yesterday, meaning that we are going to clash this quite a bit. We are not going to push it along. We are going to stop halfway through. I mention this because as we go through a 6 count, one of the biggest mistakes is you striking in the wrong areas, not striking with the other person's stick. So now, with all that being said, you guys get with motion and with against the motion. Here's what we're going to do. By the way, not the correct terms I'm using. Those are the terms that make the most sense in my head when I'm explaining it to people. But there is better terms and there's other things that may help you out more. So, with all that being said, we're going to get straight into 6 count. And you guys actually already have done 2/3 of 6 count. It's this strike to the head and across, and then strike to the abdomen across. 1, 2. That is the first 2 strikes of keeping 6 count. Now when you're doing this, you want to hit to the head and you want to hit to the ribs. So I'm going head, ribs. Shh, shh. So I want you to, if you're set up in the mirror, perfect. If you're not set up facing the mirror or something, I want you to pretend it's me. You're going to strike to the head, and then strike through the ribs. See how this kind of opens up? So I go head, ribs. Head, strike, two. So we're going with, or we're going against the motion there. We're going head, ribs. Other side, head, ribs. So I want you to practice this motion. I know we've done it a lot. One more time with me, okay? So I go strike to the head, upset knife hand strike. Bam. Now since I'm across here, my hand underneath is open, so I just sneak it through. Shh, shh. Now from this point, I'm going to take the bottom of Screama, put it on my shoulder, and then tuck my other one under my, by my ribs again. So I upset knife hand strike. Now that this is open through, take the hand that just went through, put it on top. One, top of here. Yes, I can see exactly when it's happening. I'm going to bend down a bit. I'm going to show you my feet. So, as I do this, up in hand knife hand strike, all I'm going to do is twist my heel out with it. So do it with me, okay? Twist your heel as you move your body across. Once it's already through, strike with your other hand. So one, twist, two, once completed. 1, 2. 1, 2. Now the bottom one, go on top, other side. Ooh, sorry. 1, 2. Switch. 1, 2. Switch. 1, 2. Switch. 1, 2. Switch. Keep it up and keep switching sides. Nice, now freeze. Now I'm going to angle the camera back up to me. I don't have my fancy foot cams anymore because it just causes more issues with what we're doing. Like I said, last legs. So, for the computer that is, these are my first legs. As we're going through, we got one more strike. This is called 6 counting. Right now we've done 4 different strikes. So where are the final 2? Well, after I strike here, I'm already twisted through. I'm going to take my top stick and hit. So I'm going 1, 2, and then before I put this one on top, I'm going to hit somebody back into the head and come back. So what I'm doing is I'm hitting towards the head. You can actually see how I'm hitting kind of myself here. Hit at the head, strike through to the ribs, real cheeky strike back before you tuck. So let's try this out. 1, 2, 3, tuck. Again. 1, 2, 3, tuck. So as I turn here, I'm going to strike, 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 back. 1, 2, 3, back. 1, 2, 3. Nice. So we're going to practice this a little bit more, and then you're going to practice 6 count with me. Are you ready? Oh, I see Ryan's out there. So Ryan, you get to practice 6 count with me at least, right? We're here. I strike through. 1. Now that I'm turned, I'm going to hit to my opponent's ribs. Now I take the stick that just struck high, my knife hand strike, I'm going to straighten it out. Almost like I just hit a home run and I'm pointing to the audience. Bam. Now I'm going to take the hand that just hit, tuck it back by my waist, put my bottom hand up. Now I'm going to go to the other side. 1, 2, 3, down. 1, 2, 3, down. 1, knife hand strike. 2, slash in the middle. Take that same hand chop, flip. If you're having struggle with that chop, practice just going 1, 2, 1, 2. Do that right now. If you're not having trouble with that chop, just keep practicing 6 count in the air, get used to the motion, so when you start to do it fast with me, it'll be easy. But if you're having trouble, go here and just go shh, shh, and then reset. Shh, shh. Because all I'm doing is I'm just taking that top of Screama back. That's why I'm using different color sticks today, so you guys can very clearly see which one's top and which one's bottom. So when my blue one's on top here, all I'm doing is bringing it back. so we're getting this down quite well. Now, let's go through the whole thing. You can mark them. If you have different color escrimas, that's typically what I do. But you can put tape of this one's the red escrima, this is blue escrima. All right, so let's go through. We're gonna start off slow. You're gonna do it with me. Then I'm gonna speed up faster and faster and faster. If you can't keep my speed, go as fast as you can before you start making mistakes and just keep practicing, get that. If you can't do it, keep in my speed, keep going through. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3. Top, top, middle, top, top. 1, 2, 3. Top one hits, tuck it under your arm. 1, 2, 3, top. 1, 2, 3, top. 1, 2, 3, top. Stick with me. If you guys are doing that, keep it going. If I go to a point where I'm going so fast that you can no longer keep up, go a bit slower and just practice that motion. Remember, aim for my head as we're doing this. Remember the motions. Don't get sloppy like this. Even what I'm doing could be considered sloppy. Keep going at the pace that's best for you, and make sure it's not sloppy. I see some Chodambos get so good at this or there. Don't do that ever. Still rotate, still hit. Bam. Keep the motion going. See if you can keep at my speed. Nice. Keep going. You got 15 seconds left. All by yourself. Keep the speed that feels best for you. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Period. Kunye. So I was going to be honest with you. I was trying to get Nick Spears here today. Because if I got Nick Spears, then I could beat him up. But he said, and I quote, he actually didn't say any of this, but I'm going to pretend that he said, I don't want to get hit with the screamers for an hour. Which, you know what? I know Mr. Nick Spears. I know that's not his favorite thing to do, so I didn't even ask him in the first place. But if you do have a partner, still don't do this. But you guys can practice this if you do have somebody around your similar height. Move a bit out and practice aiming for their head and abdomens. If you have a bob like me, somebody that can get hit, like a bag, you can actually practice these strikes. 1, 2, 3. And practice hitting with power. Now, bags work well for this, but if you don't have bags, the only alternative is another person's sticks. Or if somebody doesn't have sticks, you're the only person in your household that practices martial arts, moving out from somebody, having them stay still, and practice in the air. As you practice, imagine hitting them in the body parts. Rib, head. All right, so now we're gonna go through this again. If you have a bag, go grab that. If you don't have a bag, I just want you to practice in the air. Pretend it's Bob. I may put Bob in front of you so you guys can practice. So as I go through, 1, I want you to really rotate and hit hard. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Notice how I'm staying on the balls of my toes. One reason is so I'm off center line. If I stay here, then somebody's just gonna go bam and hit me. But as I move, see how my body's no longer in that center? Shh, shh, shh. So I get out of the way of their strikes. As I hit, and while I'm talking, keep practicing the form. Keep going through it. Just make sure you add all the things that I'm talking about, right? As I hit, also as I rotate, I'm able to hit with power. Almost like I'm swinging a baseball bat upside down. If I'm just tapping. Am I a threat to anybody like that? No. So as I rotate, bam, it hits hard. I open up my bottom through before I come back and I can strike to the neck there. 3. Retuck. 1, 2, 3. Now, I've been messing around with Bob enough. I want you guys to give it a go. If you're on a big screen, you guys can see Bob. If you're on a tiny screen, that's fine. Pretend he's standing in front of you. Ooh. Oh no, I'm holding him back. I'm holding him back. You don't have much longer. Here we go. So practice striking towards the head, ribs, head. So as you go through, head, ribs, head. Try it on the other side. 1, 2, 3. So you're hitting them. 1, 2, 3. More time. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Practice that motion back and forth. You got Bob in front of you. You could pretend to do it on me if you want, if you're that angry at me for making you do all those push-ups. But the whole thing is you know where you're hitting on the body. If you practice hitting towards, 5 feet above their head, then when you are doing this with somebody with actual sticks, you're gonna hit them in the fingers, so they're gonna hit you in the fingers. You got 10 seconds. Hit Bob as hard as you can. Hello, Miss Mary.
Hello, sir.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is our 6 count. Now, once you get to black belt, you're going to need to do 3 different Eskrima combos. One was the 4 count that we worked on last week, the high, low, high, low, high, low. One will be the 6 count that we worked on this week. And then the final thing that you need, but if it ever does cut off, you guys are good. All right, so with that being said, we're going to end class there. Thank you guys for being with me here today. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. Otherwise than that, let's get going. Facing, chariot, kunye. Facing flags, chariot, kunye. Hands behind your back. What's our goal? Black belt. Excellent, sir. Air high five. I will see you later.